Hello, I think I'm just about on time, just adjusting camera position. So, over the past few videos, just straighten that a bit, over the past few videos that I've done, I've been talking about the why and wherefore of how you use your hands, your arms, your body, the importance of posture. And what I want to do today is put all of that together in a short teaching video, which is going to be based on seated Tai Chi qigong. Just a reminder that Tai Chi by definition is done standing, but not everybody can stand. I've got lots of friends who are in wheelchairs. I've got lots of friends who've got hip and knee problems. I've got friends who, like me, have got long COVID or other post-viral symptoms, which mean they haven't quite got the energy they would like to have. And it's not always possible to stand. And so this video is very much aimed at those people who, for whatever reason, can't stand. I'm just going to move the camera back a bit. That's better. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to literally talk through every individual step of this very short qigong set, which is just going to be those first 4 moves and balancing the qi, which is totally balanced, energetically speaking. So, take a moment to get yourself into good posture. So that's, if you can get your feet on the floor, you want them to be flat on the floor and about a hip width apart. Get your back as straight as you can. And if you're seated, try to make sure that you aren't scrunched up or too open. You do need to be at a balanced angle is the best thing to say. So get your back nice and straight and let your arms just gently either rest on your lap or just hang down by your side. And remember the golden rules. Nothing that you do should cause you any pain or any discomfort. If you know what you can do at your maximum, then you need to be working at about 70% of that maximum. And above all, it's not about doing anything perfectly, but it's doing perfectly for your breath and your body. And I invite you to be really aware of your breath and your body as you do this. So, once you've got yourself settled in and you're happy with your posture, we're going to do the first move, which is called opening the gates. And quite simply, this move is as you breathe in, you let your arms float out in front of you. And as you breathe out, they gently float all the way back down. Simple. But I'd like to build a little bit more awareness into it. First of all, make your arms light. Because what happens is when you breathe in, as you breathe in, things slightly rise up on the in-breath because of how the muscles contract. And really, all you're trying to do is to get your arms to move in response to that. So as you breathe in, just let your arms gently float in a way that's comfortable for them. And then as you breathe out, everything just floats back to where it started from. Be aware of your breath and how big your breath is, and let that determine how big the move is. Be aware of your shoulders If your shoulders start to ache, then your arms are too heavy, and just make the move a bit smaller. So this move is very simple. Breathing in, your hands float up in front of you, your arms float up in front of you. And as you breathe out, they gently sink back down. And just let your hands move naturally. So as your hands float up, they should be just gently floating. Slight angle there. Imagine air pressure pushing your hands down as you breathe out and the hands go down. The pressure of the air on your hands makes them go the other way. It's that simple. So just practice that a few times. Letting your arms float up and then sink down, driven by your breath. Nothing complicated about it. And that's move 1, opening the gates. Move 2 is opening the chest. And as I often say, it starts in exactly the same way. As you breathe in, your hands float up, but you've been aware of your breath and your body and your shoulders. With this move, I'd like you to be aware of your chest. I'm not going to do anything with my arms though. As you breathe in, can you be aware of your chest and lungs expanding? As you breathe out, just feel that relaxation. And what your arms and hands are going to do is react to that. So this time as you breathe in, your hands float up, driven by the in-breath, the upward motion of the in-breath. But then you just gently turn your palms inwards and you let your arms move outwards, driven by the expansion of your breath. And as you breathe out, your hands just float back in and all the way back down. Now this may only be a very small move. Now, hands, as they float up, they're gently bending down. Then as you turn them, the palms face each other. And it's important that you keep your palms facing each other as your hands float apart, which if you think about it, you're moving your hands out and the air pressure, naturally you keep your hands pointing in. There's an energetic reason to do this. You're opening your chest, you're getting energy into this middle part of your body. And if you've got your hands out like that, you're going to be letting the energy go. So you keep your hands in, and then as you breathe out, everything just naturally sinks back down. Now, size of this move. It's a lot to get into one breath. I will just do it without talking. So if this is only a small move, that's absolutely fine. It takes a lot of practice to make this a big move, and actually, really all you need to do is just gently turn your palms in and let them go down. Maybe a little bit of outward movement. But again, think about your shoulders. They're starting to ache, you're making the move too big. So the second move is breathing in and the hands just floating up with the in-breath and out with the expansion of the chest. And then on the out-breath, they float in as your chest and lungs relax and down because you're breathing out. It can be very small. If that's all you're doing, that's fine. So move 3 is where you really start to get some pressure on your shoulders, because move 3 is painting rainbows. So start by making an arch with your hands. Up there if you can manage it. And then become aware of your shoulders. And just drop your arms until your shoulders are completely comfortable. Now, the hand movement on this, or the arm movement, is very simple. as you breathe out, one arm just uncurls itself. And as you breathe in, it curls itself back up. And that's all you're doing. You want your hands to be slightly cut up. I want you to imagine that you're catching energy from the sun as your arm goes down. As you breathe in, imagine you're scooping it in through the top of your head. But this move also involves the feet. So, if you were standing, you'd be transferring your weight from one side to the other. You can't do that. But as you breathe in, I want you to raise one heel. And as you breathe out, the heel goes back to the floor. Then on the other side, breathe in, the heel rises up, breathe out, it sinks back down to the floor. And that's what you're doing with your feet. In breath, out breath. In breath, out breath. And then all you've got to do is add the arms and the legs together. So get your hands up there. So breathe in to get your arms up to where they need to be. Then as you breathe out, the hand floats down, the heel comes up. And as you breathe in, the hand comes up and the heel goes down. And then you do the same on the other side. So you're always working on the same side. As the arm uncurls, the heel on the same side comes up. And that simulates the change of weight that you do if you're standing. Shoulders, be aware of your shoulders. If they start to ache, you're putting too much work into it. Maybe make the move a bit smaller. The hands, as I say, they're cupped because you're trying to collect energy and then scoop it in. And that's really all there is to that move. So, filled up the bottom half of the body, filled up the middle half of the body, filled up the top half of the body. And the next move is mixing everything up. So you end move 3 with your hands at the top. And then turn your palms outwards and let your hands sweep all the way down by your sides as you breathe out. And then as you breathe in, your hands rise up again. Now, be aware of your shoulders. If you can make a big circle like that, that's fine. If all you're doing is a gentle flap, that's also fine. Think about your hands a little. As you're pushing down, they're naturally going to go slightly outwards, and as they rise up, there's bound to be a bend in the wrist. So again, just do what feels natural. Think about what the air pressure would do. And again, make the move as big or as small as you like. So, filled up the bottom, filled up the centre, filled up the top, and then mixed all the energy up to make sure it's spread all the way through your body. And we come to the final move of balancing the chi. And this begins with your hands just above your lap. Now, as you breathe in, I want you to imagine that what's happening. As you breathe in, things rise, but things also expand. And your arms need to mimic that. So as you breathe in, your hands rise, but they also go out a bit. And then as you breathe out, they sink down and go back to where they started from. I often say, imagine you're feeling around a small ball. This move really is very small, but the movement is driven by the breath. So As you breathe in, your arms naturally float up and the expansion sends them out a little bit. Then as you breathe out, they sink down and everything comes back closer in. And that's really all you do with this. You can see what's happening with my hands. If you think about the small ball, what you do with your hands is actually instinctive. And that is a perfectly balanced, done to best effect, seated qigong set that can be done very quickly, because if you stick to the minimum and just do 6 repetitions of each move, that is less than 5 minutes. So I'd like to invite you now to get yourself settled, get yourself into your good posture, and then we're going to flow through this set with me doing a minimum of talking. Just watch what I do and follow me. And just be aware of your shoulders, your arms, your hands and your breath. And just let everything flow naturally. Because this should be really natural. So, hands on lap or hands by side, whatever works for you. And just settle in, taking a few gentle, easy breaths. Check your posture. And then as you breathe in, your hands gently float out in front of you. And then as you breathe out, they gently sink all the way back down. And we're going to do 6 repetitions of this move, and I'm going to shut up. Then we'll do one more move like this. And then we'll flow into the second move, breathing in, your hands float up, palms inwards and your arms spread out. And then as you breathe out, your hands float back in and all the way back down to where they started from. Again, I'm going to shut up. And we'll do one more move like this. And then on your next in breath, just let your hands float up, making that arch in a position that's comfortable for you. Then as you breathe out, uncurl your right arm and raise your right heel off the floor. And then as you breathe in, hand comes to the top and the heel sinks down. And I'll now shut up. And we'll do one more move on each side. As you breathe in, everything comes to the top. Your heels are flat on the floor. You turn your palms out. As you breathe out, just let your hands float down. And as you breathe in, they rise up again. we'll do this move once more. And as you breathe out, just bring your hands to rest in front of you, palms up, just resting just above your lap. And then as you breathe in, imagine you're feeling around that small ball. And as you breathe out, you push it down and keep this move very small. And then last time for this move. And this time bring your hands to rest in front of your tummy or in your lap or by your side, wherever's comfortable. And just take 3 or 4 gentle, easy breaths and get a sense of everything settling down and settling back. Okay, I'm just going to shift things around in here a bit. I want to do a short meditation, so I'm going to sit in my comfy armchair. And I invite you, if you're going to join in with this meditation, to get yourself settled and comfortable. And as ever, my Namaste sign will be the indication that I'm actually going to start the meditation proper. So if you've watched so far, but you just want to watch the meditation, so if you do the set and then want to do the meditation separately, just fast forward to find the Namaste sign. So get yourself seated and comfortable. I'm just going to tighten the stand a little so it doesn't move so much. Get yourself seated and comfortable. And you know what? Take time to thank yourself for doing something that is just for you. Doing something that is just for your health and well-being. Because you matter. And it is so easy to lose sight of that. So take a moment to settle in. Get yourself settled and comfortable and know what settled and comfortable feels like in your body and in your mind. You can close your eyes or keep them open. It's up to you. You know what works best for you. And as you sit there, you may be aware of distractions. You may be aware of sounds around you. You may be aware of sensations, feelings in your mind or in your body. You may be aware of thoughts. You may be aware of aches and pains. And whatever you're aware of, I want you to practice just letting it be there. No need to decide if you like something or don't like something. Just let it be there. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Now, it's so easy to become distracted when you're trying to meditate. You'll become distracted, or a thought will come in and you'll suddenly find yourself planning what you're going to cook for tonight's meal, or thinking, oh, I need to add that to the shopping list, or oh, I need to ring that person. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Do you know what? That just means you've got a normal human mind, and don't beat yourself up for being human. So it's helpful to have what we call a home base. So I'd like to invite you to bring your awareness very close in and maybe notice the contact of your body with the chair. Or maybe bring your attention right inside and notice your breathing. Whether you notice the rise and fall of your abdomen or whether it's the air moving in and out of your nose that you notice, doesn't matter. Just pick something neutral. Focus your attention on that. And if you notice that you become distracted, as you probably will, congratulate yourself for noticing the distraction, because that means you're being mindful. But then bring your attention back to your nice neutral home base. You see, you've given yourself this time to do this. You haven't got to do anything really except just be here, being aware, noticing your thoughts, and when you realise that you've got lost down a rabbit hole, congratulate yourself for noticing that you've gotten down the rabbit hole, and then just bring your attention back to that home base. And I don't care how many times you need to bring your attention back. The important thing isn't that you don't get distracted. The important thing is that you bring your attention back. You're aware of what you're doing. And you remember, oh, this is my time, I'm meditating. All I need to do is to keep my focus on my nice neutral home base. Whether it's your breath, your body, whatever it is. You see, there's a lot of rubbish talked about meditation. And it can seem so complicated with different techniques. But at its heart, all mindfulness meditation is being aware. Being aware of what's going on right here, right now. Because you've given yourself this time when you haven't got to do anything except just sit and breathe and notice your home base. You've given yourself a few moments of quiet and stillness in the middle of your busy life because you're worth it. And just keep your attention, just keep bringing it back to your breath or your body or whatever you've decided to focus on. And appreciate the fact that right here, right now, you have got nothing to do except just be here now. Appreciating yourself, giving yourself the care and attention that you need. Just as the qigong was giving your body the care and attention that it needed, so this is giving your mind the care and attention that it needs. And that is something that you can choose to do anytime. Now I'm going to end this meditation very shortly. So I'd like to invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. And then let you make yourself aware that you're a body that's breathing. Become aware of your body and the fact that it is breathing, and become aware of your body, where it's sitting in the chair right now. And then let your awareness move outwards to become aware once more of the room and everything that's going on inside and outside your room. And then bring yourself back to normal awareness, opening your eyes if they were closed. and thank yourself for practicing this. Don't judge yourself for how well or badly you think you did. You gave yourself time, and that's the important thing. And the good news is you can choose to give yourself that sort of time anytime you need to, simply by bringing your focus inwards. Now, the point of these videos is to give people access to simple, quick techniques that anybody can do, whatever their level of mobility or anything else. I also keep them free because I know people really can't afford very much at the moment. But if anything I've said has interested you and you'd like to know more, if you'd like to know more about mindfulness, maybe have a personal mindfulness session, or you'd like a Tai Chi session, or whether you'd maybe like some hypnotherapy or some life coaching, or even a reading, which can often turn into a life coaching session, please feel free to DM me. I'm very happy to organise one-to-one sessions via video. And I don't want any money. I would like you to make a donation of whatever you can afford. And all I ask is a minimum donation of £1. So if you've enjoyed this, please feel free to pass this and my details on to other people. And remember, I want to make these techniques accessible to you. I want to give you things that are helpful to you. And that means I need some feedback to you as to what you find most useful. So feel free to DM me. In the meantime, stay safe and well. And remember, you matter. Namaste.